Hello YouTube, it's Dark Vigilante bringing you another run-through of Resident Evil 2. This is going to be Claire's second run-through, hardcore, S+, no submachine gun, and of course no damage. Claire's game is significantly easier, obviously, than Leon's. Leon really needs the magnum to make the game easier, but Claire, if she doesn't get the submachine gun, it's not really that big a deal. In fact, I probably wouldn't even bother getting it anymore based on how easy this run really is. You know, G3 is free, G4 is essentially free too. In fact, not essentially, is free. And G5 is also free. So there's really no reason to go get the submachine gun at this point because you're just wasting your time doing so. But, yeah, I haven't completed Leon's second run through yet. I've tried it a couple of times, and either G3 gets me, or I mess up the Super Tyrant fight, unfortunately. So, hopefully, that'll be something that I can get you guys fairly soon. I am getting to, like, close to the end of the game. If I was to get past both of those obstacles, I'm sure I could beat it. G5 is literally not a problem, so... Pretty much the same route that Leon takes with Claire. It's not a big difference in terms of how you do the second run with her versus Leon. You don't need as many boards, so you'll see me pick up one board only. Whereas Leon needs more boards because he has to go through that hallway with all the liquors. You don't have to do that, I suppose. You could just blast one of the zombies that's in there with your shotgun. But also, you know, you could just take the board and deal with it. Either way, I got a whiff a shot here. Yep. Unfortunate. There's no point in killing these zombies. Basically, you're going to be despawning them later. And she doesn't need to come back through this hallway after they despawn anyway, except to come down here and go around, which you'll see me do, instead of going through the spade key door. Either way, it'd be fine. In the second run through, the bottom hallway there is actually a lot safer, because you can kill all the zombies in there to where there's none coming in, so you don't have to worry about it. It's also important to mention that Claire doesn't really need that many flash grenades. They're handy, so you'll see me pick them up anyway. And I actually use an extra flash grenade on G3 because I was down a couple of magnum rounds because of the way that I did the Oregon Trail part down in the sewer. So basically, when I get to that, I'll show you what I mean, but kind of had to improvise a little bit. If you go around Elliot there and you get into that room back there with the fuse, it'll always be facing forward like that, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to kill both the zombies that enter this room. The one that's already in here, and then the one that's going to come through the door eventually. I don't know what was with my aim this run, but it was not good. Luckily, you have plenty of ammo to not only get through the game, but also to make some mistakes with the handgun if you do. You don't have like a ton. You'll see. There is one zombie I use a flame grenade on because he gets back up in the library later. And Mr. X is around, so I don't even bother trying to go back to the storage and whatnot either. The pathing in this could be a little bit better, I apologize for that, but it's been a while since I've done Claire's second run through, and also I've never done one of these runs where I'm not getting the submachine gun, so I'm not used to this route nearly as much as the submachine gun route. So, I apologize for that, but it is what it is. It's not a speed run, so it doesn't really matter, whether or not it works out to be quicker or slower or whatever.
Anybody here?
It ends up being like an hour and 29 minutes, I think, which is a little bit longer than I would have liked. But hey, still a no damage run and no submachine guns. So. If any of you guys are coming through this hallway, make sure you walk. There's the liquor in here. We're not going to kill this liquor. In Leon's game, we would kill this liquor now, because it's just a better choice. But because this is Claire, she doesn't ever have to come back through this hallway, so it doesn't matter. We don't have to care about that. Once we're clear of that liquor, we can start running again. Also, I'd like to say that if you guys are trying to do a no damage run, like on your own, and you're watching this for that purpose, I'd highly recommend doing Claire, either her first or second run, because they're just easier. Claire's grenade launcher is far superior to Leon's shotgun. Leon's shotgun has a lot of drawbacks, and it doesn't kill liquors, which is kind of a key thing that Claire's does do. So she gets the ability to kill the liquors a lot easier than he does. And in hardcore, you want to definitely poke the zombies a couple extra times, because they do have a really bad habit of coming back to life, which you're going to see, I believe, 2 times. One in the sewer and one in the library. 915-7 for the safe code there, in case you didn't catch it. NED for the left lock and MRG for the right. This is the speed loader for the SRS. You don't need to grab that. It's just handy to have. Again, not a speed run, so it's not like it's a big deal whether we grab it or not because of that. So. Grab the grenade launcher. I believe I just trapped this zombie in this room by blowing his leg off. In Leon's, I'm probably going to just decap him if I have enough time to circle back instead, because I have the shotgun. Here I was trying to save some of the flame rounds because I wasn't really sure how this run would go. So I was kind of just being a little bit more cautious. You do have enough rounds where you could definitely shoot these zombies with the grenade launcher and the flame rounds, if you so chose to. Then again, if you get, headshots, do you really need to do that? You can't guarantee headshots. The answer is you can definitely still do it. Here, looking back on this, what I would suggest you guys do is go ahead and destroy her, but when the second one throws himself over the ledge here, I should just left, because we don't ever come back through this hallway on the bottom level where he'll be. Therefore, there's not really a good reason to destroy him. I would have had to bypass the gunpowder that's in here, but that would be the only drawback. There is another gunpowder on the 3rd floor you could grab instead to replace it, so it's not really that big a deal. We're not going to spawn Mr. X just yet. In the second run, after you go into the STARS office, or if you run past the STARS office, you will trigger Mr. X to come out. We don't want to do that just yet because we want to do the library and a few other things first so that he's not chasing us. We did leave the main room full of zombies also. So imagine that room full of zombies and Mr. X chasing you if you had to go through there. You would not be having a fun time. So, lucky decap there. The 45 Colt and 45 ACP that Leon gets are both very powerful versus the 9mm versions that they carry in the first run through. So you do get a higher percentage chance to decap zombies with it because I believe it does more damage. So it is worth, using it on zombies because of that a lot of times. If you do get a nice decap, you can save yourself quite a bit of ammo. And you also don't have to waste your flame rounds in this case.
Bastard.
Kind of a weird pass she took there, but not a big deal. The other two zombies won't aggro unless you either go near them or climb up the stairs. This one is if you go near him or you fall through this top floor there, then he'll come near you, or he'll aggro. Otherwise, he won't aggro unless you shoot him. So you can actually avoid aggroing him completely during your run if you just remember not to run by there or fall through the floor. That last zombie there is actually the one that gets up, believe it or not. So he did the double fake out. We're going to go deal with the unicorn. And the solution to the unicorn is going to be Kids Scale Worm. Marvin is very dangerous. If you've never dealt with Marvin in the second playthrough, he tends to lunge about a lot. I would be very careful with him. Do not let him get super close to you. Should be obvious, but for some reason it's not. Crown Fire Dove is the next solution for the lion statue. And subsequent medallion, of course. The other two zombies are basically just normal. Marvin definitely has like more spunk to him. And here I don't really know what's happening. It appears to me that I'm spot on there with those shots, but for some reason those shots are all whipping. I'm not really sure why. My eyesight's not the best, so maybe I was like just off by a hair, but it looked like it was on. So here we'll get rid of the medallions. We don't need to be keeping those in our inventory. There's no point. Just get rid of them. We're also going to open this door because we actually are going to want to come through here at some point to get back through to the heart door. And actually, I take that back. If we would have left those zombies alive in there, that could have posed a problem. So now that I'm realizing that she has to go back through there, face the liquor, and go through that direction, that actually may not be a good idea. Here's when I realized the zombie's still alive. I can hear him. I was just checking to see like if he was like right on top of me or not. He's kind of just chilling, so I was like, whatever. Just gonna leave him. We're gonna head to the STARS office now. Need to get the battery for the detonator. That's why I take this path, is because if you do it this way, you don't have to deal with Mr. X at all, really. If you don't do it this way, then Mr. X is basically chasing you the entire time. So I just find it easier to take this route. Claire only needs about 3 to 4 flash grenades during her run. It is a good idea to get a couple more if you can, just because, you know, if you need to use one as a defensive item, you mess up a throw or something, you can use that as a backup. You don't want to be in a situation where you don't have enough and you can't go back anymore. Here we're just going to do the detonator, and hopefully that zombie stays where he is. I believe he does. I don't think he actually moves. Or if he does move, it's not until it doesn't matter, basically. Remember to always leave that room and come back in so that the bookcase doesn't fall. Ram, harp, bird is the solution to the maiden statue. And as soon as we put the medallion in, we'll be done with RPD-1. So, not too bad. Mr. X is nowhere to be seen here, so we're doing really well. We don't have any issues or problems. Checking to see where the zombie was so that I can obviously not get bit. I want him to be at the bottom of the stairs or something. And like all of my Resident Evil 2 playthroughs for PC especially, we want 120 frames per second. We're going to knife G1 because that is by far the easiest way to kill G1. And you don't need the knives, so I would essentially say that's kind of like a free, you know, kill on him, is just swinging with the knife over and over, so pretty nice. I grabbed the grenade launcher and the flame rounds because we will be going back through RPD after we get done with G1 and the parking garage and all that stuff, liquors. We have to go back upstairs at some point. And when we do, there will be some zombies that we need to take care of.
Hello? Hello? Words ain't gonna cut it. This thing's got
Make sure the knife is hitting both his arm and his body, so that you're getting a little bit more damage. And then when you can hit the eye, you really should, because hitting the eye does more damage as well. And just in case you're new here and you don't understand why the knife kills them so quickly, the higher frame rate means that the knife hits more times as you're swinging. It doesn't actually do more damage. The knife still does the same amount of damage it does in 30 or 60 FPS, but it registers more hits because there's more frames appearing on screen than there is in the other two. So it's just basically a sweet spot where the knife hits more times. Now, that also means that at 120 frames per second, your knives break faster. So when you're swinging with the knife, it's going to hit multiple times, which is going to degrade it quicker. So something else to keep in mind there. There's not too many scenarios where you really need to worry about that because there's not a ton of knives in the game that you need to be using. So
It won't move. You got it.
So, what's your mom like?
She works at Umbrella. She's making an important medicine.
Umbrella? That big pharmaceutical company?
Claire will need the diamond key, so we are going to go into
I
the
don't
morgue.
see her much.
We're going to grab the flash grenade
Hopefully you'll get to see
and
her
the
again
diamond key out of there.
soon. So, where's your dad?
Immediately leave because we want it. Basically, in the parking garage area, we don't want to fight anything in there. We don't want to waste any ammo on anything. Because once we
Wow.
leave there,
Both of my
we don't need to
kids
ever
are
come
gone.
back
It's just me
through
and my brother.
where anything can hurt us.
Over there.
So it's kind of pointless to kill anything because why would you want to? You're just wasting ammo, essentially.
It's closed.
Okay.
If you're doing a no damage run,
Key card first. Then that
I think
asshole
it's
gets
best
coming to
to kill enemies that are going to be along the path. Apologies if you heard my phone ring, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, anything that's not along your direct path or is not a direct threat to you, you don't need to worry about that. There's no point. This part's pretty easy. You know, the liquors, you just do what you always do, which is walk, don't run through them until you're safe to do so. Here's the morgue, flash grenade, and then diamond key, which is what I was talking about. If you go quick enough, both the zombies that awaken in here won't actually come out of the door if you get back into the liquor door where the kennels are. So if you do it just right, this guy won't even get up. Which in this case, I did do it just right. But even if you don't, it really doesn't matter. Just make sure you get in here, and that'll despawn the aggro from the zombie there. I was kind of looking at the door while I was listening to Lickers because I have a new sound system, and it's not set up completely perfect. So I couldn't tell if he was banging on the door there, so I was just looking for movement, making sure he wasn't going to pop out of a cupcake and come after me there while I'm trying to deal with the Lickers. But he didn't. We were good. And the only time I'll use the diamond key is for the elevator to be turned back on. So after that, I really don't use it at all. If you're following my playthrough here, you can put this away, the diamond key away after this. You won't be using it at all. Exclusively be using the heart key. I don't even use the spade key for the second time, but it was a habit from playing Leon's playthrough so many times that I brought it with me. And literally you don't need to. So You can if you want to open that last door. I just chose not to because there was already a safe path to go. So it wasn't like I needed to do that. And I'm pretty sure I don't have the spade key on me. Yeah, I put it away. Basically that means that I couldn't even go through that door if I wanted to because I put it away. So if you want to do that, make sure that you don't put it away like I did. You totally don't need to. If you killed those two zombies down in that office in the bottom, you don't really have anything that can attack you before you get through there. A zombie might come through the window, but by the time it gets through the window, you're going to be on the other side of the room. And you're never coming back there again. So it doesn't really matter if a zombie spawns there or not. I am grabbing the flash grenade and the ammo here. We did use up like most of our handgun ammo, so I am trying to get a little bit more for the dog section. If you used up all of yours, probably be a good idea to do the same. If you still got like 20-ish rounds, maybe 25 and a full gun, probably don't need it.
Oh no.
There's a female zombie at the bottom of the stairs that'll be kind of a pain. And that's a good place to use your flash grenade that you just picked up, is to stun her so you can get by her. You can let her grab you, or you can throw it like I do. Either way, doesn't make any difference. Either way, you're going to get past her and not get bit. So, handgun ammo over here near the fire. As you can hear, she's basically right behind me. So we're going to throw our flashbang here. Here's a Mr. X dodge here, but I'm terrible at it. So for no damage runs, I don't even bother. It's definitely slower, but it's also definitely safer not to do that dodge unless you're good at it. If you want to practice it, I would suggest saving, before this happens, so you could do this over and over and over again to get good at it. I'm working on doing that as well. Hopefully at some point I can do that dodge a little bit better. But I may stop playing this game after I beat Leon's second with no magnum for a little bit. Not forever, but for a little bit. At that point I'll have magnum and submachine gun runs, and also with magnum and submachine guns. So, as you can see, we came through this bottom office here, and that is because we don't have the spade key. So basically, my options were only to do that because we couldn't go through that door. Here we're going to blast the zombie because we don't want him to be attacking us while Mr. X and this liquor are around. We're also going to blast the liquor. Always wait here to make sure that the liquor is actually going to die, because they don't always die, as you'll see later in the playthrough. So you need to be real careful. Make sure they're actually dead. Grenades we use on G2, also potentially for the sewer, and also for G4. So really important that we find and keep all the grenades possible from this run, because we're going to need a lot of them. I think it's been a little while since I've watched this playthrough, but I believe I didn't need to use a grenade in the sewer area, which was... It does happen. I have had it happen multiple times, but it's like 1 out of every 5 times I try I get lucky like that where I don't have to use a grenade on one of the G mutants. It's not likely that you're going to have that happen. Prepare to use a grenade, at least one, to get through the um, like the Oregon Trail part of the sewer where all the G mutants are. Here I heard Mr. X, but I wasn't sure like where he went, which door he went into. And as you'll see, we're gonna pop the zombie in the library here. I thought there was a zombie behind the door here because it wasn't opening fully. And usually that's indicative of a zombie behind the door. But in fact, he was over there. Okay. Or why the door didn't open. Either way, it doesn't matter. He's gone. And can move all three of the bookshelves over. Blast both of these zombies, we do need to go through here. I actually forgot to grab the large cog before this, and I realize it right when I get in here. I think to myself, oh crap, I don't have it. Luckily, Mr. X doesn't show up and block off my path here, so this actually works out pretty well. But you should probably have grabbed that cog before now. Probably when you killed the other two zombies, that would have been the time to grab it, which is when I normally grab it. Just forgot about it. So, I was able to run back. It's pretty tight here, like it's not super close, but it's definitely, you know, he's coming in. He's definitely coming for the door. We had just enough time to get in there without getting hit. So. Inch or a mile, we still won. I would recommend getting the large gunpowder from the back here. This will give you either 5 or 6 acid rounds when you mix it with the white gunpowder. And that's almost double or exactly double from using just a regular gunpowder. So, highly recommended. We're only going to be mixing acid rounds with any Claire run I do, because killing G3 free by just, you know, looping him over and over with acid rounds is by far the easiest way to kill him. Like, there's no alternative to that unless you have like an infinite rocket launcher or something. Just super easy. It's not without its risk, but G3 is never without risk. So.
That worked.
Always like to peek that door because sometimes Mr. X will be right outside of that door waiting, or like as he's walking by you can just get smashed. So just be careful. And it's also true that because I opened that door first, it could have been in here as well, because he can't go through that door unless you open it, unless you unlock it. So just really keep that in mind and be listening for his footsteps. He was getting fairly close there, but didn't matter. Again, you know, worked out. So we want to solve the cube conductor puzzle. I'm trying to remember like how this goes. It's been a while since I've done this one, so I realized that that one had to be turned. Gary's part's really not that complicated. You do the exact same thing. It's like Ada's part. There's not like a trick to it, really. This puzzle, like, I feel like it used to have a pattern, but now it kind of doesn't. Seems like it's pretty randomized, so yeah, good luck. I'm pretty sure I have to, like, mess with this a few times to get it to work. So, because of that, it takes me a little bit longer on this run, unfortunately. Sometimes that puzzle can be a real pain for me. That's one of the worst ones I've seen in quite a while.
What is this? That must be the door out of here. Oh no, it's him.
You are gonna be so fucking sorry!
Go away! Help! Somebody, please!
I will say I do like Chief Irons. I think he's
Stupid bitch, that's
played
a
really
dead
well
end.
by the voice actor, I think. He comes off as a mega douche, out for himself, and not really caring about anyone else. I think he's still probably better in the first original RE2, to be honest, but
It's
I think this
all
one's
over
pretty
now.
good.
Doors locked.
You know, even if it's second place, it's not by much. It's still really, really well voice acted. It's not really a reflection of the voice actor either. It's more a
Show
reflection of
yourself.
how they
I
chose to
know you're
portray
in
him.
here. The longer it takes me to find you, the worse it's gonna be.
Oh god, oh god.
Bitch has gotta be here somewhere. God damn it! Son of a bitch.
No more, no more. Please.
This is your last fucking chance! Show yourself! Now! Oh, fuck! It burns! Where the fuck is my key? I see I'm coming in, Sherry! Get over here, you little bitch!
Alright, back to Claire.
Good to see you again, Claire.
Just you wait.
So for the dogs, I would recommend the Colt 45 and or the John Moses Browning or the JMB that you can get from the car trunk, police car trunk. If you didn't get that, it's not a big deal. Just make sure you got enough ammo. The amount that I have here is sufficient, so that'd probably be my recommendation, just so you don't, end up getting halfway through the dog part and running out of ammo, and then you're just boned. Thankfully, Claire doesn't have to do the jail segment. Hers is just Mr. X chasing her in the parking lot, which is eh. Like, I don't even know if it was necessary to have this part, I guess. To me, like, it's so easy to just run away from him that kind of degrades the scariness factor for me. It's like not really a threat at all. In fact, Mr. X for the most part is never a threat. Even for Leon, the only time he's really a threat is when you have to fight him at the very end. That's it. Every other time, there's like massive quantities of escape routes, and just go through 7 doors and different areas and he won't be near you anymore. It's super easy to avoid. I guess it's not that easy if you don't know that. But can't ever catch you if you're running. As long as you're running away,
Looks like
he's never going to catch you. Here, there's going to be a female zombie. As you'll see me do, you should just be stunning her. There's no point to killing her. We're never going to come through here again. So, stun and run. The 45 does a really good job of killing the dogs easily versus the SLS or the JMB. So probably this would be my recommendation overall. I actually get a double dog kill here, which is kind of cool. I've never done that before.
Seriously?
Don't forget the grenade on the bus. Not sure how a grenade got on a bus, but it benefits me, so I'm not gonna question it too much.
It's gotta be the orphanage. Hang on, Sherry. Hello? I have the pendant!
Rip Chief Irons. This is another Mr. X scene that basically you just run away.
Sherry, I'll be right there. Go, go, go!
Claire! It's behind you!
Don't stop!
Hurry!
Keep going.
Claire,
Sherry's her dog. Go, go, go!
This is another spot where a flash grenade comes in handy. There's going to be 3 zombies in a fairly small room. And the easiest way to get out of there is to just
Sherry?
throw a flashbang. It's right above the cable car. Throw a flashbang and get out of there. Also, Claire doesn't have to deal with the G mutant in this room, this part of the sewer, whereas Leon does. It's still a pretty easy, like, situation to deal with under Leon. But he does have the extra G mutant here, whereas Claire does not.
Cable car. Here?
This will be the room we use the flashbang in. Like I said, right above the cable car. Run to your left and grab the grenade round. And then back to your right. Wait till they get a little closer. They're pretty close already, actually. Sometimes they won't be. You want them to be somewhat close to you. And then throw and jump down.
Hold on, Sherry. I'll be right there.
Here's where I waste a little bit of time. Kind of like messing around, like trying to figure out what I need versus what I'm bringing. What I would suggest is take 2 grenades, not 3, because you're going to find one more. That would be better. The left wall is going to be king, bishop, queen, if you're facing the hint wall. And the right wall is going to be knight, rook, pawn. You'll see me complete that once we get all the pieces, obviously. This is also the room where we'll get the SLS Magnum upgrade. Pretty important for the playthrough. We use it pretty much exclusively in the sewer area. I think I used a couple rounds that I had left on G4 for the eyes, but that's kind of unnecessary, honestly. We want 8 rounds for G2 if we can get it, and we want 2 flame grenades for G2, and we also want 2 flashbangs for G2. And then finally, we want 3 hand grenades for G2. I end up using 3 flash grenades on G2 instead, but more on that when we get there. But just in case you're doing this run through, keep those in mind, because that's what we're going to need to get past G2. If you don't have the hand grenades, you can use more flame rounds. We have plenty of those, so... And then here will be the second zombie that actually gets up at some point. I believe it's this back guy here. Yeah, it is. He actually gets up. He does the fake out, of course. Grenade back here. This is why I would say just carry 2. It is good to bring grenades for the last part of the sewer because those G mutants, you can potentially get grabbed up to 3 times. Probably wouldn't, but it is possible. So be really careful with that. Some more magnum rounds in here to our left on the barrel. Then the zombie that's laying on the floor up here, we're going to blow his head off because he will get up if we don't. We don't want that for obvious reasons. This is a pretty small room and we basically need to get in and out of here quickly. So pop his head and then move very, very quickly to the rook plug and then get out of there. Don't have a lot of time there. It's very easy to get grabbed and bit there, so plan accordingly. Mutant is sometimes right here. You may need to pop it and then wait till he goes back underwater again if he is. If he's already above the water, just wait till he goes under the water and then you can go again. And yes, that zombie did just get up, as I discussed. Here I'm trying not to get bit, and I am going to make another stop at the item box as well. Wasn't too thrilled that the zombie got up again, but what are you going to do? If you use your flame rounds instead there, just keep in mind that you'll need to use those same flame rounds for the zombies later in the lab. So you want to make sure that you have enough. There's about... think about how many zombies in the lab you gotta kill. There's only about 3. It's not too bad. Now that we're done with that waste of time. Oh, I guess I went back again, sorry. Like I said, I apologize. I'm not used to this playthrough, so... trying to remember like what I needed to get through the Oregon Trail part over here. A lot of people have issues with this part, me included. This is probably my best run of it. I believe I get through here with no grenades used, 1 magnum shot, and a spark shot for the G mutants, which is pretty good, considering.
Okay.
I do waste a flame grenade here, unfortunately.
Oh, Jesus. They're everywhere.
More importantly, I waste too many magnum rounds here. This first G mutant, if you hug the far left wall here, will actually push you forward when he pops out, which will actually push you past him. And sometimes if we shoot this G mutant here in the neck, he'll do like that, or he'll dive underwater and you can actually go. Either way, that's a pretty nice way to get out of there. Don't forget in the second playthrough there's a zombie in the water there that comes up and becomes a problem. Here, I shoot this zombie with a grenade round, thinking it'll actually kill him, but it doesn't. You could see that I was thinking about how it didn't kill him. I was kind of angry, honestly. I was thinking, you know, I've never seen a zombie survive a grenade round before. But I think what it is because he falls down, I think some of that damage doesn't actually register. Because he doesn't actually, quote-unquote, you know, spawn into where he can take damage until after he hits the ground. So that may be why that happened. Don't do what I did. Either... wait till he falls down and blast him with your grenade launcher, or if you have the extra magnum rounds, just use one of them on there. You know, just shoot him in the head. Just avoid that whole situation. probably would recommend the grenade rounds. Just wait till he falls down first, and then use it. Here on our way out, we're gonna have to kill one of the G mutants with our spark shot. Then we're gonna get the F out of here. That one there is far enough away that I wasn't worried or concerned. Sometimes they'll spit little G spawns at you. You gotta get out of that as quickly as possible. They're pretty fast, and they definitely do damage, obviously. So. I was just aiming there to see like how close he was. Time to get away properly. And you're done with the Oregon Trail part of the sewer. One of the harder parts of the game, honestly. And then we're coming to G2. G2 is another part that it definitely, you know, you can definitely mess it up. I've definitely messed up G2 many times. Thankfully here, even though I didn't have 8 magnum rounds, it worked out because we just used an extra flash grenade and an extra flame grenade, and it takes them down. And like I said, you know, we don't need the flash grenades past this point in the game, so if you have any that are left, you can use them here. So if you have 3 left or whatever you have here, you could definitely use them on G2. You won't be needing them at all after that. But make sure you have your grenade launcher with your flame rounds, your magnum, 3 hand grenades, and I'm going to forget to do it, but the flash grenades as well. We want to equip the flash grenades first, then the hand grenades, because we're going to need the flash grenade before we need the hand grenade.
All right, Sherry.
And right there I realized I didn't have the flash grenades, so I'm grabbing those. And like I said, if you want to take all of them with you, you can do that. You can actually stun G2 into standing still, like when the crane is coming if you need to. But I wouldn't recommend it. You're better off to get him to take a knee and be stunned for a bit while that crane is coming towards you. That's a way better plan. Way more reliable too. Here I did this a little differently. I didn't want to waste a flame grenade here, so I basically just wait for G2 to slam his paw down 5 or 6 times, whatever it is. You can shoot him with the grenade launcher here, it'll go a little faster. And you can see he's trying to come through the shutter now. What we're going to do is we're going to run out, we're going to turn around, and he turns around back towards us. That's when we're going to shoot him with a flame grenade. Technically you need 3. This is so that he won't hit you while you're trying to jump down. And then the other 2 will be so that he goes into that stun, so that the crane can hit him. Hit the crane button, grab your flash grenade, use a flash grenade. Hit him with your flame, then switch to your magnum, hit him 4 times. And make sure you reload. But first we're going to use our grenades. Try to use them where it's not stunning you also. That would be better. That first one was a little bit too close throwing it. Use another flash grenade. Hit him with your flame round again. Then we're also going to use the rest of our magnum. Hopefully, it's done. Back down again. Didn't really work out. I didn't have enough magnum rounds to do that, unfortunately. So what I end up doing is hitting the flame grenade as an extra to get him to go down. And don't feel afraid to do that. You shouldn't have used that many flame grenades if you're using my method. If you did kill a lot of zombies with your flame grenades, then yeah, you might have a problem doing it that way. But that way is perfectly viable. None of the stuff I used there was things we're going to need to actually finish the game.
This is taking forever.
So if you have extras, feel free. The flame grenades for the rest of the game are basically only going to be used on 3 zombies. And you get a few extra rounds before you see those. I think you get maybe 2 or 3 rounds. I can't remember. But either way, you know, you don't need like a ton of extra flame rounds after you defeat G2.
Hold on, Sherry.
Done with the sewer, and we're going to be heading to Nest.
Almost there, Sherry. We're almost there. Oh, good. The cable car. Okay. Better check everything. There's no turning back.
We could also use the spark shot in the situation where we don't have enough flame grenades to deal with the situation. Spark shot is really not that useful, honestly. It's good against G mutants and it's good against the IV monsters. It doesn't kill the IVs, but it does drop them temporarily. So it's good for that.
Just hold on, Sherry.
I believe I end up just using the rest of my flame grenades on the IVs pretty much.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors.
I even end up killing a few of them.
For your safety,
But that's
stand
unnecessary.
clear until the doors are fully open.
I just did it because I could.
For your safety, stand clear.
2 flame grenades.
Welcome to
Kill an
Nest.
Ivy.
Enjoy
If you get lucky,
your visit.
occasionally 1 will instead of 2. Okay, so there was extra flame grenades there in the room where Claire sets Sherry down. So what that basically means is if you had 0 flame rounds after G2, it wouldn't matter because you're going to have enough to deal with the zombies with the ones that you find in there. And then also where the zombies are actually going to get up, there's more flame rounds in there as well. So if you get done with G2 with 0 flame rounds, that's perfectly acceptable. Still have the spark shot. We're going to get some ammo for the spark shot here.
Our menu is designed
I believe that there's one more set of ammo for the spark shot later in the game as well.
Please enjoy our tasty selection of healthy foods.
Should have plenty enough to deal with the IVs and the zombies. Considering that you have so many of each left still, or at least I do. Careful, this zombie, he's kind of tricky. He can be on the left or the right. And sometimes he's right in the middle and he just like lunges right in after. Even more flame rounds, so like I said, got plenty.
Dr. Lee, your presence is urgently requested. By Chief Cartwright in the East area.
It's also optional. I would suggest hitting the switch and then grabbing the signal modulator. If you want to, you can go back and grab the kit pouch that's back in the laboratory here. Back in the sleeping quarters, rather. If you want to do that, you totally can. Just keep in mind, sometimes it spawns an extra zombie in this next room. Here it didn't, so you're good. But when you play through this, there is a pretty good chance that it will be there. It is the OSS signal, so fix that up. You can do it when you're there or before. The next two will be URF, URF, and AWS. You want to prepare for those. Obviously, you can only do one. Wait till you use it, then the second one. URF will be in the room with the zombies we need to kill, and where the liquors drop in. What you'll see me do here is completely unnecessary. Instead, what you could do is just use your spark shot to get through here on your way back. Instead of shooting this one, you can actually run right past him. You don't even need to shoot. It's not necessary. I was just checking to see if the other one fell down. I believe I killed both of these. IVs. Completely unnecessary, but fun. The IVs can kill you in one shot, and do kill you in one shot. So you really don't want to get grabbed by them unless you have a defensive weapon, or better yet, just don't let them grab you at all. Would be probably best. I didn't grab that flash grenade because number one, we don't need it, and number two, I do have other items I'm going to need to pick up instead. A 5831-2048, I believe. You could see it in the video in case I get that wrong. Again, not necessary to kill the brutes. IVs, whatever you want to call them. I believe they refer to them as IVs. Large gunpowder here, you can mix it up. Get you some more acid. Hand grenade. We literally need every single one of those.
Manual mode engaged. Adjust amount of solution to match cartridge capacity.
Solution to the pesticide here is blue, red, green until it's solved. So just do it in that order and you'll be fine. And because I flamed the ivy that would normally be in my way there, it's already dead, and the one behind me drops down, but it doesn't matter because we're already gone. There is another large gunpowder there, but I'm actually full up on items. So I'm not able to grab it just yet. We will grab it on our way out, though. And then there's those flame rounds I told you were there. And this will be the URF signal code for the modulator. Probably one of my favorite parts about the second playthrough is that you get this ability to come through here like this before the lickers jump down, which is so much nicer. More flame rounds, and put some stuff away. Trying to decide if I actually need the spark shot to get past the IVs. I don't, which is why I left it. So another thing you can do if you're Claire here is when the lickers jump down, you can just kill them if you want. As I said before, though, make sure they actually go down. You'll see an example of it not killing a licker here in just a second. He burns, but he doesn't actually die. So I gotta hit him with a second one. If I hadn't done that, that licker potentially could have aggroed and hit me. / killed me. So very important to make sure they actually go down. Or you could just get closer. I think if I would have been as close as I was to the first one,
Should have packed my
probably would have been a better shot, and that most likely would have killed it with one shot as well.
Gah.
Cooling complete.
If you're out of flame rounds there, you can actually knife those lickers if you're at 120 frames or higher. I do that in the Leon playthrough, I believe. One of my playthroughs, at least. Just to get rid of them. They're kind of a pain. They're actually the most dangerous lickers because they actually get very, very close to you. And they're somewhat unpredictable, too. So, definitely worth killing them, in my opinion, if you're doing a no damage run. Otherwise, you could get in a bad spot. Trying to dodge lickers is very difficult. It is possible. Very difficult.
Dispensing.
So much for the weed infestation.
Warning.
You can also do what I do here, which is you can knife the growing, whatever you want to call those, things that are growing on the IVs, which is what causes them to stay down, instead of shooting them with a grenade. For some reason, that one IV died from one grenade shot. Not really sure why. Hey. That's good, because we didn't have to use more. I'll go left there. There is an IV in this room. If you cut right there, you're going to get grabbed. It drops down when you release the solution, the pesticide solution. Herbicide, I guess, in this case. Now we're pretty much free to go to G3, which is one of the easiest fights due to the fact that we have the acid rounds. There is one close call where for some reason he doesn't stun right, and I do get swung at Luckily, it doesn't actually hit me because it did catch me by surprise. You can keep a good distance between you and G3 and just loop his stun with your acid grenades over and over. Don't forget the grenade next to the body here. Your signal code modulator is going to be AWS. But yeah, all you need to defeat G3 is about 30, maybe 35 acid rounds. Just in case you miss a few. That's really it. You don't need anything else. I would recommend bringing a knife though, because if you do get jumped on, that's basically an instant kill. So the knife will protect you from dying in that instance.
Thank God. The antiviral agent. Gotta get back to Sherry.
This fight with Leon is significantly harder.
Class A breach detected.
You end up having to use the shotgun and
Is neutralized.
popping G3's eyes one at a time, then using flamethrower to do both the damage. It's a massive fight, and it's quite dangerous. There's a lot of situations where G3 can just go, and right there is where he gets stuck. It's kind of like usually I like to hold my fire after it does like the animation there that you saw. Because what happens is if it comes out of that animation, there's a somewhat good chance it's gonna hit you. So I like to just wait. There'll be one more where he tears like one of the conduits out and tries to throw it at you. Usually I just hold my fire there too. That's gonna be this one. Runs that way to grab the conduit. See what I can do that. Wait till it completes. is G3. Super easy.
Target has been neutralized.
If you're having trouble with G3, I have to wonder what you're
Ending
doing.
quarantine.
Other than whiffing shots, there shouldn't be any trouble there. Just stun, get away from, create distance. Watch out for the 2 animations he does. I guess technically it's 3, where you can't stun him when he's doing that.
Operational.
Just stay out of the way of that conduit, you should be fine. A lot of this stuff I don't need. I'll be honest with you, the only real thing I need in here is the grenade. Everything else is just kind of not needed. I don't even think I use a lot of the stuff I just grabbed, so. You know, if I was to do a subsequent playthrough, I'd probably just grab the grenade and leave the rest. The magnum rounds are cool and all, but you don't need them. You can shoot G4 with them if you want to.
Gotta get back to Sherry.
Like I said, you're only going to get a few rounds anyway. Here I'm going to swap out for the spark shot. I would still recommend having at least a knife for your defensive item. There are 2 IVs we will need to disable here, and 1 zombie. The zombie has 1 hit point, so if you have the pistol on you, you could just shoot the zombie if you feel like it. But the spark shot is really not good for G4 or 5, so I just use it to knock down the zombie as well, because why not? It would be faster just to shoot him with a handgun.
Sherry.
And it's not like my
Faster?
inventory space is a problem. So we don't have any more key items we need to
We
pick
have
up
to go.
before there's another box. There's like 2 or 3 boxes before the G4 fight.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Use the central elevator to evacuate.
G4, we're basically going to throw grenades and stay at either end of the train. And we don't have enough grenades to actually finish him off. So we are going to have to use the minigun, but make sure when you use the minigun that you don't use all of the rounds. We need 200 rounds for G.
Claire?
Yeah?
Thank you for being so nice to me. For helping me. I'm really glad I met you.
Really glad I met you too, Sherry. But save your thanks until I get you out of this place.
To the bottom of the train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom of the train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom of the train platform.
Here we're just going to run away from the IVs because unlike Leon's game, they're not standing yet.
Until
So as long as you run through here, you won't need to stun or shock any of these guys with your spark shot. You can easily just run past them. But the 2 that are on the bottom here of the ladder, we do need to deal with. As Sherry is trying to unlock the door for us.
Hold on.
You don't have enough
Sherry,
time
are
to
you-
just
I think I can
let
open it
them
from
be.
the
You
other
do
side.
need to take them.
God damn it, your timing sucks.
As I said, the spark shot will do that with 1 shot.
Lock.
9 minutes until detonation. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom of the
That was the one hit
Sherry,
point zombie.
you hanging in there?
I'm right behind you.
Atta girl. Think we're almost out of here.
Make sure to get your grenades. Most important thing. I do take out the magnum and a couple bullets just because I have it.
Worth a try.
Completely unnecessary. Doesn't really slow down your time either though, because
Detonation.
he's just standing up there mocking you.
Why can't you just die?
Like I said, you want to be on the ends of the train, so you don't have to get caught out in the middle, except for when he does like this. You want to come back out, let him jump down in the middle of you, get back to the side. The reason we want to be Casey does that run where he gets on all fours. This one. Be really careful. Very fast, very difficult. And if he does climb back up a second time, he is not going to jump on the tram first, he's going to jump right on you. When we run out of grenades, we're just going to continue to blast him with our minigun. Don't let him get too close. Can still be taken. Swinging like that, especially. It's very big. No lower than 200 bullets left on your minigun. That's G4. G5 is pretty easy as well. The entire fight here is just simply aggro, run back to the very far back of the train where you came in, and wait till you see the eye, unload until the game is over. And that's it. Hope you guys liked this playthrough. If you did, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. I hope you have a good one.
Hope you like bullets, because I got a hell of a lot more. For fuck's sake, how the hell are you still kicking? Like Chris likes to say.
me your hand!
So, are you guys like boyfriend and girlfriend?
No, we're just. Well, we actually just met last night.
Yeah. That would have been one hell of a first date, though.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Look! He might be able to give us a ride.
What if it's not just the city?
Get Sherry out of here.
Come on.
Hey, that was Live Another Day by the great.
He was friendly.
So, is it over?
I don't know. But if it's not, we'll stop it. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you damn right we will.
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine. Come on.
Hey, you guys can adopt me.
Adopt you.
We can get a puppy
Puppy.
and a parrot.
Parrot. Great.
I always wanted pets, but my mom said they're too messy.
Next up on this boring Wednesday is a song to get your blood pumping.
Where did the time go? Running scared for so many years, and now I'm here. I look round, but I don't see anyone. Everything I love's come and gone. I walk alone with a loaded gun. What went wrong? There's two sides to every story. The defeat of the pain of the glory. It all burns away. But how did it go so wrong? Now it's all gone. Where did my life go? I look in the mirror, but what I see, it ain't me. These streets are paved with fantasies of what the other half can be, but now it's flying in the breeze. There's two sides to every story. The defeat of the pain of the glory. It all burns away. But how did it go so wrong? Now it's all gone. Forget yesterday. It ain't worth the pain. It ain't worth the pain. The pain of remembering. There's two sides to every story. The defeat